But the #1 seed from Oklahoma State, Zack Esposito, lost earlier in midseason. He is going right now, and we're going to go to that match. Zack Esposito in the orange singlet against Masa of Hofstra.
Masa came right out and said, "Here's my headlock. Stop it." He almost
got it. Almost hit a headlock successfully on Esposito, but Esposito, the veteran that he is, came out and got the 2 points.
He didn't panic. He kept bellying down, worked it, eventually got the takedown. But Masa sending a signal that he is unafraid. He's coming after Esposito. That was a potentially dangerous hold. Referee breaking it. And you see the referee put his hand behind one hand behind his head. Potentially dangerous.
Esposito, we called him a veteran. He's only a junior. He's already won close to 95 matches. And he's definitely one of the favorites here, the #1 seed, and he has been a hammer.
Out of Blair Academy in New Jersey. Top recruit.
Guys, from this weight class on, this is where Oklahoma State really starts to show their dominance. They've already had 3 wrestlers go out in the first 3 weight classes, but now, starting with Zack Esposito, they really start to pick things up.
You got that right. You're looking at Esposito. He's a hammer. He knows who this guy is. His opponent, Masa, he's already beaten twice this year. Once by decision, another by pin, so he's feeling very confident.
He's also in incredible shape. They actually wrestled Hofstra in the morning and then drove to Lehigh and wrestled Lehigh at night. And they won handily in both matches.
In this first period, and Esposito has built up over a minute of riding time. Already with that 2-0 lead.
Look at that. He's keeping Masa's head down with a near wrist. Again, the potentially dangerous call there, but the pressure that Esposito is putting on Masa keeps him from moving and sets up potential back points.
Esposito lost earlier in the midseason to the 3rd seeded Dustin Minotti of Cornell. And Esposito, the runner-up last year, looking to be the champion this time around. Riding time continuing to mount. It's up to 140 now for Esposito.
As long as Masa keeps his elbows out like that, it keeps him susceptible to the inside wrist there. And so right now Esposito having his way, a lot of pressure with inside wrist. He's going from side to side. Like I was saying from the top again, he stays up on his feet really well. There's an escape.
Nice Granby roll by Masa to get to the standing position now. Let's see if he's going to go after Esposito again with some kind of throw.
Masa wrestled in the 2003 Freestyle World Championships representing Puerto Rico, and he finished 15th in the world at New York City. Like I said, this is his 3rd time wrestling Esposito this year, and he's 0-2.
Front headlock position, and time runs out.
First period comes to a close. Esposito up 2-1 and up in riding time. He has 1:52 of riding time built up. For those of you new to wrestling, 3 periods in a normal match, not including overtime. The first one lasts 3 minutes. And then the next 2 last 2 minutes each. They call it the toughest 7 minutes in sport.
Nice shot by Masa. Got out on the hip on Esposito and couldn't finish. Had an opportunity there, but balance of Esposito just a little too much.
Masa did have a nice shot there, but he stopped and got squared up instead of finding the corner.
we know how important angle is, Tim. You never want to be facing your opponent when attacking the legs. Once you hit the legs, you want to get angle. In other words, be facing his side, be looking across his back. And that way, the weight of his opponent right here, as Esposito sprawls, isn't laying across your head. You're more mobile, able to get to your feet.
Esposito ought to feel pretty comfortable right there, because you mentioned Blair Academy, one of the top wrestling programs in the nation. This is Blair's wrestling mat right here. So, advantage, Esposito, quarterfinals, I get to wrestle on my mat.
Nice shot by Esposito, works his head to the outside. Masa with a nice roll there. But Esposito maintaining good position.
Job of getting the opposite leg there, coming across. There he goes. 2 points.
There it is, on a 5-1 lead.
So many people would have tried to spin around those legs. He actually went back after Masa's head with his hips, and that's what knocked Masa down, made him let go of the leg.
Again, Masa allowing his elbows out instead of in. They're allowing Esposito to come in, get the near wrist, now putting the arm bar up. A lot of pressure.
Zack Esposito now with over 2 minutes of riding time as this second period comes to a close. Esposito now in command in his match with John Masa. And let's get down to Quinn Kesnick with a report on Esposito and his special relationship with his coach John Smith. Quinn?
Yeah, guys, at the Marines All-Star Classic in November, I had a chance to watch Esposito and his coach John Smith drill. It really wasn't close in terms of domination. Smith really controlled the action, but he was very complimentary of Esposito. Said the offseason went well. He trained with the Olympic team, worked on his level changes, and really focused on finishing his attack. And if you remember his loss in last year's NCAA Finals to Jesse Jansen, he just couldn't get anything going. Smith said he's devoted, doesn't miss too many details in terms of training, drilling, and overall preparation. And that's high compliments coming from John Smith.
I should say.
Well, what that says, guys, is Esposito is one of the most skilled guys in college wrestling today.
It also says that immediately after last year, Esposito started preparing for this year. And you do that in all kinds of ways. You're wrestling John, who won 6 straight gold medals at the world and Olympic level, a couple of NCAA championships, or going against the other best people in his weight class here in the United States. That's what it takes to be the best. Wrestle different people, face different styles, learn how to beat them all. I think John likes Esposito personally. I really think he might be the favorite athlete on his team. Just look at that. Every way Masa went, Esposito was there threatening to put him on his back, kept him down.
Well, you make a good point. Just look at it. He's just fun to watch, Esposito.
Dominant 5-1 lead, plus over 3 minutes of riding time, so he'll get a point there.
Thought he was going to look for a cradle there for a second. Now working the wrist again.
Well, there, I don't know whether I agree with the official there when he called warning on the bottom man. Sometimes you're just dominated. Sometimes you're just overpowered. I mean, and he says that you're not doing enough on the bottom. Give credit to Esposito. He's putting a hammer on, and sometimes that's just the way it is.
We've all been there where we're eating Resolite fat, and the guy on top has no mercy on you. Here, Esposito, he's not putting Masa on his back, but he is riding him very well, not letting him get out. Just as I say that, Masa here looks to have gotten an escape. Oh, wow, he almost got the takedown there at the whistle, but no need to take risk, and Esposito cruises the victory.
He certainly does. So Zack Esposito advances to tonight's semifinals with an impressive win over John Masa of Hofstra. Now we're going to get you over to